Namaste doston. Without wasting time, let's take up our first question. Dear Computer Ji, please display the first question on screen.
What are binders, its types and utilization?
Hi friends, I got excited towards binder when someone, a brilliant mind and a multi-billionaire personality asked me to study about creating pellets without heating. To have better carbon efficiency means no CO2. That time Wale was doing lot of experiments on cold iron ore pelletization plant. Then I started talking to the agglomeration universities in China to understand about this. Purpose is to tell you how I got interested about this topic named binders. So what exactly are binders and how are they used in industrial process? Well, let's break it down. Binders are composite of organic and inorganic material that play a crucial role in briquetting and pelletization process. Their main job is to binding fine particles and dusts like ash, mill scale, mineral powder, coke powder, and even solid waste into a solid manageable forms like briquettes or pellets. How do we classify the binders? Binders are typically categorized into three main types. First is organic binder. Examples include like dextrine, starch, carboxymethyl, and cellulose, and polyvinyl alcohol. These are usually biodegradable and come from nature or synthetic origins. So these are basically known as organic binder as well as natural binder. Second is the inorganic binder. This group includes bentonite, cement, sodium silicate. Among this, bentonite we have heard many times. Bentonite is the most widely used, especially in pelletizing iron ore. Composite binder. These are hybrid binders made by human. It's a mix of organic and inorganic material designed for enhanced performance, such as modified binders, tailored binder, or for specific application. Most important word here is tailored. Tailored means designed to meet our requirement. So suppose we want to use the binders like as I mentioned earlier that Wale is planning for a cold binding and they have set up some plant also for this. They got their composite binder design for cold briquetting, and the purpose is to save the fuel and moreover for the steel manufacturers to save on the carbon credit. That's the main purpose of it. Binders have diverse application across several heavy industries, say metallurgical industry, for briquetting fine iron ores like magnetite, hematite, limonite, and even manganese ore used in forming sinters and pellet. In the coal and coke industry also, they helps in briquetting coke and coal powder, the fines which are generated during the process, and improving handling and combustion efficiency. Binders are used in the steel industry in the reuse. Why I'm saying if we want to use the mill scale into the BOF, electric arc furnace, or iron bearing sludge, or steel slag, or sinter return fines, and dedusting ash processing. So for that, the binders are used for making pellets as well as the briquettes. And it is further used in chromite and ferroalloy production. Binders are essential for chrome and ferroalloy like silicomanganese and related powders. So binders are really very useful in the solid waste management in the steel plant as well as in other heavy industries. And like say KS binder. KS I have used to give some name to a tailored binder. Otherwise KS has no technical relevance. A specialized binder called KS binder is used for mill scale, steel making byproducts, ore powder, carbonizer, and anthracite. It's particularly suited for pellet binder application used for improving strength and reducing dust loss. Why do we use binders? As using binders not only helps control dust and improve material handling, but also supports waste utilization and enhances the environmental sustainability in any of the industrial process. If you really want to know more about binders and benefits of KS binders over the inorganic binder or like organic binder, or you want to understand about the binding lines, like how this pelletizing, cold pelletizing as well as cold briquetting line works, please put your question in the comment section. We will be happy to take up in the next section. If the video helped you out, show some love, like and subscribe, please. Computer ji, please display the second question on the project management.
What's your personal view towards your current role as program manager?
Very nice question. Honestly, I say myself as program manager as playing multiple games at same time. But here is the catch. Each game is at different level and the different games. And now how do you win at all of them? It's very simple. You assign one accountable players for each game at each level. That person needs to give you the real, honest feedback on what's happening on the ground. But here where it gets interesting, you also need to develop what I call the third eye, that instinct or insight to truly see beyond what's being said. You have got to check the reality, apply your own filter and factor in your understanding of the project and the system and the process knowledge before taking any action. So because managing a project is not just about tracking tasks, it's about reading the people, sensing the gaps and making smart, informed decisions. That's my take on the project management. It's a mix of structure, strategy and a serious instinct. Thanks, Computer ji. Our episode number 2 of Procurement and Subcontracting series in continuation to the initiation. Initiation chapter we discussed in our last video, episode number 1. Link you can find in the comment section. The objective is to start the process of buying materials or equipment. In episode 1, we discussed about the scope of technology supplier. The project team gets important data from the main technology supplier. The engineering consultant uses this data to make the technical details for other packages, which we know like a balance of the plant. And procurement person discuss the standard commercial terms with the cross-function team and create a package of the technical specification and the commercial term. It is known as tender specification. The procurement person sends this detail, means the tender specification, which is including the technical as well as the commercial terms and condition, to the approved vendor. If there is no approved vendor list, they can use suggestion from the engineering consultant or use their own team's experience and knowledge. Vendors or contractors then send their prices quotes to the client. The approved vendor list is made using client's past experience with different vendors or contractors. The procurement team checks and evaluates each vendor. Based on the evaluation, vendors are added to the approved vendor list. This list is reviewed and updated regularly. So, participants in the procurement process are mainly head of the projects. However, this process is led by project procurement from corporate or from the site. Participants are head of project, site, project manager and owners, package owners, project quality team, and the expert team. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Now we will enter into the bid evaluation. The objective of bid evaluation is to evaluate the quotes received from the vendors or contractors. It has a following steps. Number 1, follow up on quotation. The procurement person checks how many quotations are received. If quotations are less than 3, usually in most of the industry, 3 quotations are must before proceeding. So if the quotations are less than 3, if we have received less than 3 quotes, they follow up with the remaining vendors. So minimum 3 quotation must be there. If still quotes are less than 3, the cross-function team must get approval from the project head at site before moving forward. So the technical evaluation should be done the first. Technical quotation, only the technical part are sent to the engineering consultant for evaluation. The commercial bids pricing are kept sealed at this stage. Matching technical specifications. Based on the consultant review or client's team requirement, vendors may be asked to revise their technical offers to meet the required specification. Since commercial bids are not yet open, vendors can update their commercial quotes if needed. So the cross-function team will actively participate in technical discussion between the consultant, vendors, and other team members to ensure clarity and the agreement is there. Once the technical terms are signed, parallelly, the cross-function team, as in the leadership of the commercial team, will discuss the commercial terms and conditions with the vendors and ensure a clarity and agreement between the team and the vendors on the commercial terms. So once the technical terms are agreed and signed, technical specification is agreed and signed, commercial specification is agreed and signed, then the cross-function team will approach for opening the commercial bid. Once all technical offer and contract terms are agreed and signed, the CFT opens the commercial bid pricing part for further evaluation. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe it. It really helps out the channel. Now coming on the negotiation part. The negotiation with vendors and finalizing the contract. Let's understand step by step how this negotiation PR, PO are there. So first thing is that if PR is created usually in the SAP or any other ERP system, a purchase requisition is created in SAP based on the budget and it includes an indicative contract value. Once you have indicated the contract value, then it's a indication for the purchase team also. However, in this case, approval, if you don't have the budget, then PR is denied. It's not accepted by the ERP system. In this case, you need to take budget approval. Budget approval are usually taken from the corporate project or finance team or portfolio manager or managing director or chairman, depending upon the distribution of financial powers, DOFP of the organization. Once the budget is given, then budget is allocated against the PR, then you got a approved PR. Once PR is created, it must be approved by the project head site before moving ahead. Cross-function team will make the negotiation strategy. How do they do? they understand the vendor's cost structure first. They analyze how the vendor calculates their pricing, material, labor, overhead, etc. Evaluating the importance of the contract for the vendor, they assess how crucial this project is for vendors, which helps in negotiating better terms. Analyzing received quotation, the cross-function team does a best of best price analysis, comparing all the quotation to find the most competitive figures and identify leverage point. It's known as clean sheet costing. For the clean sheet costing, cross-function team will work out as a vendor. They will have the thinking of the vendor, how the vendor approaches. So accordingly, they will make the clean sheet costing. Cross-function team may also decide, after understanding the breakup of cost, what should they buy from technology supplier and what should they have from other vendors, domestic or import. Once that understanding is clear, then the cross-function team will move for the final negotiation. After gathering all this information, the CFT sits down with the vendors for a negotiation session. The goal: arrive at the best possible price, quality and terms for both parties before signing the contract. Best possible price for both parties is very important. No need to explain. If it's not a best price for both the parties, then it is going to hurt the project. So the clean sheet costing here plays a very important and vital role. If your clean sheet costing is very perfect and you have a very good understanding how much this item is going to cost, then you can decide the price target effectively. In the next session, we shall discuss about subcontracting, stores management, and we shall discuss detail on material dispatch clearance certificate, as well as what kind of templates, etc. we should use. In our software Proca, as we mentioned earlier also, all the stakeholders, either it's a technology supplier, it's a bid evaluation, it's a consultant team, and our technical, our cross-function team, their leaders, their users, their subordinate, everyone is working on one platform. That's the beauty of that. Okay, give it thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thank you for your love and support. Thanks a lot. Thank you, friends.